Behind me is the Alaskan Hotel, one of the most haunted hotels in Alaska, and we're staying in it for 5 nights.
This hotel, built in 1913, is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The current owner added it to the record in 1978 due to its significance in commerce and architecture. The hotel sits in the heart of Juneau, the capital city of Alaska. Juneau is only accessible by plane or boat because of the mountains surrounding the city. This isolation sets the perfect mood for a horror movie, where this haunted hotel could play the centerpiece. Upon entering the Alaskan, we find ourselves transported in the early 20th century. Furnishings and decoration reflect the classic style one might expect from a haunted establishment. The wooden stairs, draped in red carpet, creak under our feet as we ascend to the 3rd floor where room 311 awaits us. Despite being one of the most expensive rooms in the hotel, it remains very affordable for Juneau. Perhaps the hotel's reputation scares guests away. But not for the reasons one might think. The ghosts might not be the only factor here. Indeed, when we discovered our room, the ghosts were the least of our concerns. Although all the windows were open, the lingering smell of booze and stale cigarettes were hardly bearable. The reaction of locals upon learning of our stay at the Alaskan suddenly made sense. Random drugs on the floor, exposed wires, protruding outlets, unfinished drywall, poorly patched holes, scratched mirrors, a discolored smoke detector, a dubious shower pan, an oven with only the boiler functioning, a taped-up microwave, and a layer of dusts and insects replacing typical plates and utensils were all tailgate signs. To every problem, there is a solution. In order to continue our quest to know if this place is really haunted in better sanitary conditions, we took matters into our own hands by going out for cleaning supplies. We tidied up the room, laid our own sheets atop the hotel ones, avoided barefoot contact with the floor, and used blankets to shield us from the guys walking by our windows all day walking on the roof. Having woken up at 3 a.m. to catch our flight to Juneau, needless to say we were exhausted. That first night, even with the blare of street music and the buzz from the bar on the 1st floor, no ghost could possibly wake us up. However, come morning, we felt a weight on our chest and found it hard to breathe. The room was absurdly warm and damp, all windows fogged up, even with the outside temperature hovering around 60 degrees Fahrenheit, likely due to inadequate ventilation. Luckily, a dusty fan was available, which we placed in the window to circulate fresh air, improving substantially the remaining nights. The Alaskan isn't just a hotel, but also a bar. On a Saturday night, we decided to go take a look at it.
They're singing. Is it a woman? Or is it a ghost?
The bar's ambience mirrors the hotel's, but seemed more fitting. After all, one doesn't expect a bar of this kind to be polished, and in the dim light, the imperfections were less noticeable. The bar's vibe was charming, complete with a space for live music. But what about the ghosts? Why is this place considered haunted? Did our cleaning deter any spirits? Eager for answers, we headed to the Alaskan State Archives. There, we uncovered an amusing article from 1913. The first owner, it seems, had petitioned to demolish an adjacent building due to fire risks and unsanitary conditions. Rather ironic given our own experience. Digging deeper, we learned the hotel once served as a hub for prostitution, particularly during its years as the Northlander. The 4 bay windows out front were apparently central to this operation. A book written by a relative of the current owner details the hotel's history, describing our room as a private masterpiece. Biased as it might be, it did provide insight into the tales of haunting. Although no official records of murder in the hotel exist, legends persist, particularly about room 315 where 2 main rumors coexist. The first one tells of a girl who stayed in the room while her boyfriend, a fisherman, was at sea. He would send her money, and they exchanged letters filled with promises of marriage. At some point, he heard unsettling rumors that sparked jealousy. Being the captain of his own fishing vessel, he chose to sail back to Juneau despite dangerous weather conditions. Tragically, the ship sank and he perished alongside it. Yet, legend has it, he never realized he died and he made his way back to room 315. When he arrived, no one answered. And it is said he remains there to this day, forever waiting for his girlfriend, oblivious to his own death. A different version states the man wasn't a fisherman after all, but a miner. He left his wife in room 315 while he went to work in the mines. Struggling financially, he couldn't provide sufficiently for her in his absence. He returned one day to find her in the act of selling herself. The story says he shot her on the spot. While other tales that add to the hotel's haunted reputation have more solid evidence, like the verified story of a man who jumped off room 315 ended up essentially unharmed, the origin of the ghostly tales seem to stem only from vague rumors. Ultimately, over 5 nights in that hotel, we didn't experience anything that would resemble ghosts. In our opinion, the haunted hotel narrative is just being pushed and advertised as a marketing tactic to attract thrill seekers who might tolerate the room conditions.